Cabinet Ministers meeting on Grand Bahama. A mega development unveiled last night. And a woman charged with witness tampering.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news this evening, Grand Bahama hosting the Cabinet of the Bahamas today. It is not the first time leaders of government traveled to Grand Bahama for a cabinet meeting, but it was historic nonetheless. Today's meeting in the office of the Prime Minister came following a forum held last night where a mega investment project was officially rolled out. The nation's leader telling members of the media this morning that today's cabinet meeting on Grand Bahama couldn't have come at a more opportune time.
Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis and members of his cabinet on Grand Bahama for the weekly cabinet meeting. Cabinet members began arriving at the Harold de Gregory complex after 9 a.m. and headed to the office of the Prime Minister for the meeting. The Prime Minister followed, arriving shortly before 10 a.m. The nation's leader telling members of the media that convening the cabinet meeting on Grand Bahama is indeed significant, as they will focus on important matters pertaining to this northern island.
We have several projects to discuss as it relates to Grand Bahama, to even take Grand Bahama even further. And as all the cabinet ministers were here last night, this would have been the most appropriate place for us to have the cabinet meeting, especially to deal with Grand Bahama issues, after which we return back to Nassau sometime this evening and in some cases tomorrow morning.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East Grand Bahama, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquist, says that this meeting also gives his cabinet colleagues the opportunity to get another first-hand look at the state of the island.
This is a wonderful opportunity for cabinet to come to Grand Bahama, to have an opportunity to see the conditions here and to experience it. And today, obviously, we're very happy to have the cabinet here to demonstrate to the Bahamian people, and Grand Bahamians in particular, that our focus remains on bringing this island back to life. I think after the announcement last night, we see that this is tangible, not just words, but we are in fact making a significant effort to improve this economy and to bring life back to our island.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, happy to host his cabinet colleagues, calling it a good day for Grand Bahama.
It is significant. We will be dealing with a number of very important matters for Grand Bahama and for other parts of the country as well. But we are happy that we are able to accommodate the entire cabinet. We believe it also speaks volumes that the island of Grand Bahama and Freeport can accommodate the cabinet, and it shows that we are up to par. It shows that we have the necessary facilities to be able to do this, and so it's a very good day and a very significant day for us. It highlights Grand Bahama. It really puts the entire country's attention on this island, and that is again a positive thing. And it's not just important for us to be able to meet here, but what is important is those decisions that we are going to make while we are here.
Megan Shepard, Senate.
The nation's leader and his entire cabinet joining Grand Bahama residents in a packed Foster B. Pastina Center last evening to witness firsthand the unveiling of plans for a proposed mega-touristic development for Freeport. This project is expected to provide unprecedented economic growth and opportunities for Bahamians in the nation's second city. Sabrina Brown was there.
There was standing room only as Grand Bahama residents packed the Foster B. Pastina Center for the unveiling of a mega project that is expected to be a major game changer for Grand Bahama's economy. The new cruise port proposed by the Carnival Corporation is expected to unfold within the next 2 years. The massive touristic development, earmarked for the Sharp Rock area in East Grand Bahama near the University of the Bahamas, will be the largest cruise port to be constructed by Carnival. It will occupy 329 acres of land and will have the capacity to accommodate two of the world's largest cruise ships at the same time. Senior Vice President of Global Ports and Destination Development at the Carnival Corporation, Giora Israel, says this cruise port will reintroduce Grand Bahama to the world as a premier cruise and tourism destination. He says the wheels are now in motion to move forward with the project.
We have engaged with the Port Authority and DevCo, who own the land. We entered into an agreement to buy the land, and we started in the early process of having meetings with government.
The Carnival executive says many jobs will be available for Bahamians directly and indirectly during and after the construction phase.
We expect to work with a lot of subcontractors for services and for construction, with a lot of people who will be running the shops. We will have a straw market, a real straw market, not made in China. We will have nothing wrong with China, but the Bahamas has so much to show. Why don't we show the straw work that comes from Georgetown Exuma here? So there will be a lot of people that will be involved in areas of the direct employment during the construction, the pre-development phases. The pre-development phase actually will start hopefully on Wednesday.
The nation's leader, Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Hubert Minnis, says this new development promises to launch an exciting new era for Grand Bahama.
After many years of economic stagnation, there is a new spirit and a revival of hope for Grand Bahama. The development of the new Carnival Cruise Port is a part of this new spirit and will play a leading role in the revival of hope and opportunity.
The Prime Minister also noting that the proposed state-of-the-art cruise port falls in line with the government's plan to transform Grand Bahama into a technology hub.
I am advised that this project promises to be one of the most technologically advanced cruise ports in this region, with a state-of-the-art point-of-sale cashless system. We expect opportunities for Bahamian software designers, computer programmers to help fulfill our tech hub. So, ladies and gentlemen, the development of the Carnival Cruise Port has been a long time in the making. It has been discussed by successive governments and has gone through various changes to arrive at this impressive model. What is being proposed will prove to be a significant catalyst for economic growth in Grand Bahama.
He's advising Grand Bahama residents to prepare for the impending economic boom, as the new port will bring millions more visitors to our shores each year.
For shops, tour drivers, taxis, musicians, businesses and restaurants, hair braiders, arts and crafts artisans and stores, souvenir producers and stores, and other enterprises.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Co-chairman of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Sarah St. George, also addressing the town meeting last evening. She says she's proud that the team at the Grand Bahama Port Authority played a role in making this new cruise port a reality.
Begin our odyssey to 2021 together. There's much more to be done. But between Carnival, the government and the GBPA, with your help and with God's help, the new Grand Port should double, even treble our passenger arrivals to 1 million or more a year. There should be more than 1,000 new jobs, new entrepreneurs, new licensees, and a whole universe of spin-off activities to be enjoyed by everyone.
Former Minister for Grand Bahama, PLP Senator Dr. Michael Darville says he's happy that the present government is moving ahead with this mega project that was initiated by the former administration.
Grand Bahama needs a new cruise port, and our partnership with Carnival goes back many, many, many years, and I was so pleased to listen to the presentation today by Carnival, and I look forward for the development. I'll be watching it very closely, but I'm so happy that after 2 years, when we emitted office, the government is now moving forward for the establishment of this cruise port, which is essential for the tourism product here on the island. So the vision continues. You know, we started the process. We did negotiations with the Hutchison Wapore groups to allow a new cruise port to be built on the island of Grand Bahama.
Pastors and religious leaders on Grand Bahama to get their opportunity to hear firsthand about the proposed mega cruise port set for Freeport. The meeting is set for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at the Foster B. Pestina Center. Christian Council President Pastor Robert Lockhart is inviting all religious leaders to attend.
This gathering here with the spiritual leaders here on the island of Grand Bahama will be the opportunity for us to not only see what they are going to be offering and what they're projecting to do on the island of Grand Bahama, but also be able to ask questions. This is a very important meeting from being in the meeting last night. This cruise port is designated to have a great impact on the economic well-being of Grand Bahama.
In other news, investigations are continuing into that boating tragedy in waters off Abaco. A voyage by Haitian migrants turning deadly on Saturday, leaving the Abaco community in a state of grief. Tonight, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Member of Parliament for North Abaco is addressing the situation. Italia Hall reports.
The vessel is believed to have hit a reef on February 1st and subsequently sank. Unconfirmed reports say 83 persons were on board. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Darren Hanfield, addressing the situation. He says he is saddened by the tragedy that has caused the death of 29 Haitian migrants.
Speaks to the perilous nature of this journey and the risk that these people take coming across the Atlantic and across the Windward Passage and to wind up in a place like Abaco to find their deaths. You know, I'm a former member of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and unfortunately I've seen these incidences one too many times, and it speaks to the level of desperation, but also that the Haitian government and others must continue to communicate to these people and let them know that this is a very dangerous trek to be taking in these unsafe and unseaworthy boats.
As it relates to the remains of the migrants that perish, Minister Hanfield says a decision on that matter has yet to be made.
The Haitian Embassy has officials in Abaco at the moment. They were there since yesterday, working alongside government officials in identifying the bodies. Of course, you know, the pathologist is there, the coroner is there, the director of immigration is there, and other government officials. The senior island administrator and others are involved.
Hanfield says he and his team will continue to communicate with the Haitian government, adding that they have been very cooperative. He is also commending the community of Abaco for their efforts.
People from the Keys who came out and did their part to try and effect some rescue, along with government authorities and officials, and even the people on the mainland who found food and clothing and succor for those who survived.
Investigations are continuing. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
A Freeport woman accused of witness tampering was arraigned before the court today. 43-year-old Etheria Williamson of Somerville Drive appearing before Magistrate Charlton Smith on charges of obstruction of justice and abetment to obstruction of justice. She pled guilty on both matters. She was granted bail in the sum of $5,000 with 1 or 2 sureties. The case was adjourned to March 22nd pending a probation report. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.